Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. I think that we are closer than ever before to having suppressors removed from the NFA, unregulated, and then this happens. That was the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, getting murdered in not broad daylight, but New York City, it's pretty much light even at night. What looks to me like a professional hit. Now I'm recording this on Wednesday. This video is going to come out on Sunday, so maybe some new things have come out since then. But the point of this video doesn't really have anything to do with much of the details of this incident. What it has to do with is, are they going to use this to try to put more regulations on suppressors right when we are at a point where we could probably finally get them deregulated? I don't want to be the guy to put on a tinfoil hat, but it sure seems like convenient timing. Many times in videos on this Sawtooth Tactical YouTube channel, I have talked about how suppressors are not used by criminals. How, it's just the movies where they're used by assassins to be sneaky and to do hits on people. And then this happens, which kind of wild. Like I said, the timing of it is a little bit suspect to me. Now, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. And I think that, unfortunately, because I don't want to celebrate anyone dying by any means, especially getting murdered, but the CEO of a health insurance company, especially one that is specifically known for turning down people's claims, there might have been a lot of people that wanted to take this guy out. Someone might have gotten cancer and their treatment wasn't covered after they'd been paying their health insurance premiums for years. And maybe they hired this guy with the suppressed pistol to take care of the CEO of the company. I don't know. Speculation at this point. What's not speculation is the fact that he did use a pistol with a suppressor on it. Now, I feel like this is going to be a test of Donald Trump's support of the Second Amendment. He has been very supportive in words, and talk is cheap, right? It's easy to say things, and then when it comes down to it, well, what will your actions be? I mean, he got shot in the ear, and instead of coming out and calling for a ban on ARs, I shouldn't have put the ARs in quotes, assault weapons like they like to say. He came out right afterward and he said, no, the people need to be able to have their guns. They need to be able to protect themselves. I feel like hopefully he learned his lesson from, his first term in office, where he did make some major mistakes when it came to the Second Amendment. One of them being the bump stock ban. And the reason I bring that up is because the bump stock ban was in response to the Las Vegas shooting. Now, the Las Vegas shooting was a much more tragic event. Now, anyone dying is a tragic event, especially, like I said, getting murdered. But the Las Vegas shooting, a lot more people were killed, and there was a lot of pressure on Donald Trump to ban bump stocks, and he did. And that ended up having cascading negative effects on our Second Amendment rights. As you guys have seen over the last 4 years, the ATF has felt like they can change the law at will by reinterpreting existing law, doing things like the pistol brace ban, frames and receivers rule, all of those things. So that bump stock ban ended up being a really bad thing, whether you care about bump stocks or not. All of a sudden, just before Donald Trump is going to take office for his second term, somebody actually uses a suppressor in a crime to murder somebody in what looks like a professional hit. Coincidence? I don't know. I was saying at the very beginning of this video that I feel like we are finally at the point where we could probably get suppressors deregulated. We have a Republican president coming in. Republican in both houses of Congress, Republican majorities. And we have a conservative majority in the Supreme Court. So things like the Hearing Protection Act actually do have a chance of getting passed. And then something like this happens, and I'm sure that the anti-gun people are already writing up their scripts to go against suppressors. We're going to get a little bit deeper into this. I'm going to try to keep this video short, but let's have a quick word from our channel partner. This video is sponsored by Aura. How important is privacy to you? Well, to me, it's actually very important, especially the older that I get. You have, a digital signature that follows you. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, so much of life is online now. And if you don't have something like Aura protecting you, well, then you just have a lot of your own personal information out there. And people that, are not very honest have access to that. There are data brokers on the dark web and just the regular internet that are out there finding your information, and then they're selling it to scammers and to, spam companies that, call you with stuff you don't want to hear about and send you emails. And, I have gotten very sick of getting spam, but the biggest thing is also scammers. They take that information and they get them from data brokers, and they use that information to try to scam you. I've been really surprised before when I've gotten calls from scammers how accurate the information that they had about me was, which, makes it seem like it's something legit when it's not. Well, I've had Aura for 8 months now, and I don't get spam calls anymore. And I haven't gotten calls from scammers in that 8 months. Aura is a really awesome service. You can set it up in a matter of minutes. It's very affordable. It gives you a VPN. It gives you, data broker removal. That's the big one to me. But all kinds of other services that help protect your privacy online, you get all that, and it's only $12 a month. But if you use my link down below, aura.com/sawtoothtactical, you get to try it out for free for 14 days. That's 2 weeks. See if you like it and decide if you want to keep it or not. Check it out, aura.com/sawtoothtactical. So when you watch this video, it is very obvious that the hitman, the killer, whatever you want to call him, was using a suppressed pistol. Now, apparently they found some live rounds and some shell casings at the scene of the crime. If you watch the full video, which I'm not going to put on this video because I don't think YouTube would like that. And they already don't like what I do. But you see that the guy's firearm doesn't function. Now, that can happen with a suppressed pistol if you don't have it set up just right. So maybe he wasn't able to test the functionality after he added the suppressor before this happened. But he also looks pretty calm throughout the whole thing, like maybe he knew that it wasn't going to actually run and cycle. When you put a suppressor on a pistol, like a 9mm pistol, you need a booster, a piston, in order to let the pistol cycle because of the weight of the suppressor on the end. If you don't have that, if you just screw a suppressor onto the end of your barrel with a Browning tilting barrel action, 9.9 times out of 10, your gun's not going to cycle. And that is exactly what happened in this incident. But the guy was very calm. He took a shot, he racked the gun, he took more shots, he kept racking it. And like I said, they found live rounds as well as shell casings, meaning that he was having some trouble, some malfunctions, trying to make sure that he had live rounds in his gun to finish the task at hand. All the more evidence, you could see in the video, he is using a suppressor. Now, this is in New York. New York, a place where suppressors are not easy to come by. And in fact, I believe they are totally illegal there. Shows how well gun control works, right? Only criminals will have guns when you don't let law-abiding citizens have them. If New York didn't have such strict gun control, maybe the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, would have been able to protect himself with a concealed carry gun. What ifs? But if that was me, I would like to at least be able to turn around and return fire and hopefully at least have a chance, which this gentleman did not have that chance. That's not quite the point of this video. The point of this video is we're going to see, I guess, what they do to try to use this incident to try to make sure that we don't get suppressors deregulated. It has been very easy to argue for a long time that suppressors aren't dangerous, that no one uses them in crimes, just like SBRs or registered transferable machine guns. The people that own them, at least the legal ones, are law-abiding citizens. They are people like you and me that are into this, and we like to have nice stuff. We like to have suppressors, SBRs. We're not going out and committing crimes with it, and then somebody goes out and commits a crime with a suppressor. Now, you know, I'm sure that crimes have been committed with illegal SBRs, because if you're going out and committing violent crimes with guns, you probably don't care about the NFA and have no problem putting a stock on a short-barreled gun, right? But legal SBRs, probably not happening that much. And I fairly confidently could say that I bet the same is with suppressors, because most people willing to go through the tax stamp process, the NFA process, to get a suppressor are just enthusiasts that want to make their shooting experience at the range more enjoyable. And then if they ever do have to use their firearm, like this 300 Blackout is my home defense gun. It has a suppressor on it because I don't feel like I'll be able to have time to put hearing protection on in the middle of the night if someone happened to try to break into my home. So there is a tactical advantage to it and a reason for it, but also shooting 300 Blackout subs at the range is just very satisfying. It's a really good time. Suppressors have become very, very popular in the last, well, especially this last year. I did a video about that recently, but suppressor sales are at record levels, and I hope they continue to be that way. And that was part of the whole thing of trying to get them deregulated, common use. So we'll see what happens here. I have no way to tell so far, but it is just kind of unfortunate for those of us that want to see suppressors deregulated, that someone did just use them in a crime in exactly the way that Hollywood portrays them, like a freaking hitman taking someone out, trying to be sneaky and quiet, and then it's on video for the whole world to see. Again, for those of us that want to see these deregulated, it is unfortunate. Now, of course, it's mostly unfortunate for Brian Thompson, and I feel terrible for his family. But this channel is about firearms and about gun rights. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen down below. Do you think that they're going to use this to even put more regulations on suppressors now, just like they did with bump stocks? Will Donald Trump be able to resist the temptation by the people that are going to try to pressure him to do something about the suppressors? Or is he going to stand up for the Second Amendment and, be on our side like he should, like he campaigned that he would be? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Make sure you subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.